What's up, everybody, and welcome to Read the Bible with me. I'm Stan Jr., and today we're looking at chapter 30 of the book of Job. So thankful that you would decide to read your Bible today and read it with me. And if you are new here, go ahead and click the subscribe button and turn on your notification bell so that you'll be reminded every time we go, every time we go live. That's on my live every time we post a new video here. All right. And if you're a Bible Club member, thank you so much for your donation and your support of the ministry through that Patreon account. $10 a month really goes a long way. So I'm grateful for each and every one of you. Helps us buy Bibles, send missionaries, and support general support of the ministry. So I'm grateful for that. And if that's you, go ahead and click the like button and leave a comment below, like a white flag, and good morning or something. Just let me know that you're reading with me. All right, let's look at chapter 30 of the book of Job. Job is in the middle of his discourse, and he's venting and talking to God, talking to himself. Chapter 30 says, "But now they laugh at me." Who laugh at me? "The men who are younger than I, whose fathers I would have disdained to set with the dogs of my flock. What could I gain from the strength of their hands? Men whose vigor is gone? Through want and hard hunger, they gnaw the dry ground by night in the waste and desolation. They pick saltwort and the leaves of bushes and the roots of the broom tree for their food. They are driven out from human company. They shout after them as after a thief. In the gullies of the torrents they must dwell, in holes of the earth and of the rocks, among the bushes they bray. Under the nettles they huddle together, a senseless and nameless brood. They have been wiped out of the land. And now I have become their song. I'm a byword to them." He's saying they're singing about me. They're making fun of me now, when I used to be a great man. "They abhor me. They keep aloof from me. They do not hesitate to spit at the sight of me, because God has loosened my cord and humbled me." This is interesting because humility is a word that is used in almost every book of the Bible. Humble, meekness, not arrogant, pride. This concept is used everywhere. And you see here that Job is he's saying the Lord has humbled him, because in chapter 29, he was talking about how when he walked into the square, all the rich people and kings and princes would be quiet and look and say, "Oh, that's Job," and he liked that feeling. But now the Lord has humbled him. "They have cast off restraint in my presence. On my right hand and rabble rise. They push away at my feet. They cast up against me their ways of destruction." So they're treating him like a poor person. See him walking, they walk by him, kick his feet, move out the way, push him away, And he's like, this isn't how it used to be. I used to have respect, love, honor. Not anymore. And let me tell you something. If you go through a hard patch in your life like Job has, and people start treating you differently, they're no good anyway. They're no good friends anyway. God has moved them out of your life. And you need to as well. "On my right hand, the rabble rise. They push away my feet. They cast up against me their ways of destruction. They break up my path. They promote calamity. They promote my calamity. They need no one to help them. As through a wide breach they come, amid the cracks they roll in. Terrors are turned upon me. My honor is pursued as by the wind, and my prosperity has passed away like a cloud. Now my soul is poured out within me. Days of affliction have taken hold of me. The night racks my bones, and the pain that gnaws me takes no rest. With great force my garment is disfigured. It binds me about like a collar of my tunic. God has cast me into the mere, and I have become like dust and ashes. I cry to you for help, and you do not answer me. I stand and you only look at me. You have turned cruel to me. With the might of your hand, you persecute me. You lift me up on the wind. You make me ride on it, and you toss me about in the roar of the storm. For I know that you will bring me to death, and to the house appointed for all living. Yet does not one in a heap of ruins stretch out his hand, and in his disaster cry for help? Did not I weep for him whose day was hard? Was not my soul grieved for the needy? But when I hoped for good, evil came. And when I waited for light, darkness came. My inward parts are in turmoil and never still. Days of affliction come to meet me. I go about darkened, but not by the sun. I stand up in the assembly and cry for help. I am a brother of jackals and a companion of ostriches. My skin turns black and falls from me, and my bones burn with heat. My lyre is turned to mourning, and my pipe to the voice of those who weep. Job is explaining the pain and anguish he's going through, and he doesn't feel like God hears him. He feels like God is ignoring him. And if you ever felt like this, let me tell you something. God hears your prayer. Oh man, does he? He knows, he sees, and he cares. My father's spiritual father, when he was alive, he used to say, you got some friends that know and see what you're going through, but they do not care. Our God knows, sees, and cares. Thank you for reading the Bible with me. If you would like to support the ministry, you can do that by clicking the link in my description, or you can ask for help in the comments section, and I'll help you become a patron. Remember, we're believing God for about 70 patrons right now. We're at 68. So if you are one of those two, I would pray that you would make the decision today, all right? God bless you. Thanks for reading the Bible with me.